Hello, and welcome to my final presentation for LSC-570, Leadership in the Information Professions. This presentation will explain my personal philosophy of leadership within the 21st century library and why I believe it's important for library leaders to engage in servant leadership. I then express my personal mission and vision statement before describing how I see myself as a servant leader. Then I will initiate the beginning stages of our professional development plan and conclude by discussing how I intend on taking the first steps in becoming a leader within the LIS profession. Stewart points out that the new century has brought us the advent of new technology and an increasingly digital world. It has become required for leaders to develop leadership competencies. Such competencies include strategic thinking and visioning, advocacy, development, creativity, and innovation. Library leaders must become situational leaders and adapt based on whatever situation comes up, while also being less transactional and more transformational. Examples include placing an emphasis on building strong relationships, considering the future when planning, and putting a high value on motivating their staff. Library leaders should try to think about becoming servant leaders by creating an environment of trust, cooperation, and reciprocal service. Servant leaders also focus on the strengths of individuals, engaging in active listening, and thinking about the long-range benefits rather than the short-term gains. When thinking about the future, servant leaders encourage new approaches and innovations while creating cooperation through internal and external partnerships. Servant leaders have a deep comprehension of the community the library serves and what its needs are. My vision is to be an imaginative, conscientious, and principled team leader within a public or academic library. I am committed to setting an example by providing excellent and courteous service to all patrons who visit the library. My mission is to inspire others and aid them in recognizing their potential to be original, creative, and innovative. I can accomplish the above and become a servant leader by communicating effectively in a team environment. I can also facilitate this process by initializing decisive change management skills, a forward-thinking approach to library and information services in the future, and developing colleagues through coaching. In addition, I can build a rapport with coworkers and patrons through collaboration. Dawes indicates the next phase in becoming a leader is by developing a leadership plan. In reflecting on my personal strengths and weaknesses, I use the lens of the LAMA management and leadership competencies to support the idea of servant leadership when thinking about being a leader within the LIS field. I conclude the presentation by addressing how I propose on following through in professional development activities after graduating from the GSLIS program. One of my key strengths is a proficiency for written correspondence, but I am not the best when it comes to face-to-face communication. I need to focus on explaining things clearly and to the point while listening more and talking less. An important skill I have developed while in the GSLIS program is working well as a manager leader when assigned to a group project. Moving forward, I must continue to motivate the team by emphasizing a positive attitude with supportive feedback. I should remember to empower others through delegating power so I can get buy-in from the team and create a solid team environment in the library. One of my weaknesses is dealing with change. I should try to keep in mind that change is less terrifying when I'm the one leading it. To demonstrate this to myself and my coworkers, I should make sure everyone is involved in the process and by regularly communicating about how to move forward together. Over time, I have mastered the ability to build strong relationships with individuals internally within an organization. I should attempt to use this expertise by trying to partner with other organizations that share similar mission statements and goals to help create a stronger library in the future. As a forward thinker, I feel I'm adept at looking ahead at short-term solutions, but I need to develop the ability to look at situations over the long term. If I can accomplish a better method for analyzing the future, then perhaps I might be able to keep focusing on a long-term vision, steer employees in the right direction when bumps in the road occur, and understand the organization in light of a larger context. Lastly, I would like to build on my past experiences supervising employees by becoming a better leader coach so I can help make everyone a more effective leader or manager. My first step in following through on my mission and vision statements is by building on my experience as the webmaster of the student chapter of the ALA by looking for another roundtable or section within ALA, RUSA, or the ACRL to help expand my leadership potential. I will also try to engage in gaining knowledge on the job through informal and formal mentoring relationships. Whether this means I will be working with a professional mentor on leadership skills or participating in work-based mentor relationships. Lastly, I must aim at attending local, regional, and national LIS conventions to stay abreast on the latest trends within the profession. Many of the same workshops provide fantastic networking opportunities and informational sessions to aid in expanding one's leadership skills. Here are my references. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I hope you've enjoyed watching my final presentation.